I don't hear you. How many of you want to win in life? Because life will always test the decision that you make. Now, my coach Andy would say, you are one decision away from greatness. A day that I was leaving from Orlando. We were driving, it was about 4 of us, and we came from doing Obamacare. It was back then where we were spending time helping people to get their insurance, helping them to get to a place where we know they'd be okay. And so as we were driving, as we were moving, and everybody was so tired. Everybody was feeling exhausted. I looked at the ladies, I said, man, we beat up. You ever feel in a place where things happening for you, but you feel exhausted? Like, it looks like it's moving, but you're barely surviving. And you just get to a point where you don't feel like you have the energy to keep going. Well, this is what we felt on that trip. And so I looked at the lady and I asked them, ladies, what are we going to do next for our lives? What would be the next thing for us? Because clearly, it's been tough. We've just traveled to Tennessee, we're in Carolinas, we dropped into Florida, and we're our way back home into Atlanta. And so as they were thinking about it, and then something was revealed to me, that indeed, life is nothing but a game. And not only it's a game, but we can actually win it. How many of you think you can win at life? How many of you are willing to win at life? I don't hear you. How many of you want to win in life? And so I said, well, life is just nothing but a roll of dice. Anybody ever played a game that you had to throw a roll of dice? Anybody ever done that? And when you're rolling the dice, there's one thing about the dice is you never know what number you're going to get. You don't know what number you're going to get, but whatever number you get, you're willing to play with it, right? So I told the ladies, listen, since you don't know what you want to do, I'm going to help you. We're going to roll the dice on everybody's life. We don't know what is going to come out, but on this trip, that is it. We're going to roll the dice. And then I say, here we go. The first D in the dice will stand for decision. Making a decision. You see, life doesn't begin until you make a decision. So many of you have so many choices and opportunities, but yet you have not made a decision yet. Because truly, when you make a decision, when you decide what that destination needs to be for you, the universe will work ways to make it happen for you. I promise you, the day you have decided I will begin the business, this is the day someone will meet you and tell you exactly what you need to start the business. The day you decide to say, I'm done with being broke, somehow, some way, some money will show up for your account in order for you to take care of the debt. A lot of things you have not done it yet because you have not decided. Every one of you need to think of a destination. You got to think about why God created you, what He wanted for you. You have to look into yourself and see your potential and have made that decision to say, this is who I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to get. This is the destination I'm going with my life. And it is painful that so many people will go through life and never made a decision. There are people who are married, yet never decided truly to be married. It just happened to them. There are people who live a life, they're in Atlanta, they never decided to be in Atlanta. It just happened, a friend was going to Atlanta, a family member happened to live in Atlanta, oh, they moved to Atlanta. But they never decided for themselves that the destination they needed to be in their lives needed to be in Atlanta. You know what I'm talking about? Some of you are doing career that today you had no business being in. Well, your friend was doing it. It happens people were making money in it at the time. It seemed it was hard at this moment, and so you jumped on it. But surely you have not made that decision that this is who God created you to be. And so today I'm going to, one thing you're going to be doing the next 2 days for you to make a decision. If you never made a decision in your life ever before, these 2 days, you will make a decision. How many of you are willing to make a decision? Let me see the people who are willing to make a big decision for your life. Because I truly believe wherever you are now, God is not done with you yet. That there is another level for you. Yes. There's another level for your joy, for your happiness. There's another level for your finance, another level for your 401k retirement plan. There's another level for your marriage. There is more for you. And for that to happen, you have to make what? You have to make what? Now, my coach Andy would say, you are one decision away from greatness. You are one decision away from your true destiny. You are one decision away from the career that God really had for you. And today, we were just one block out away from the destiny we have. Now, so the D was for decision. What do you think the I stands for? Intention, interest. All right, Sonny, next. Let's read for them. Investment. Put your hands together, investment. Say it together, investment. Let's say it together, investment. You see, so many of you probably has made a decision before in your life. You probably decided that you wanted to do big things. But guess what? You have not been committed to make the investment. Every level you want to reach in life, every high level you want to go to, every next level you want to reach, ladies and gentlemen, it requires what? A higher level of investment. And this is the great disaster of our own nations and our own people. And so that we are trying to do amazing things, yet we are not willing to make the investment necessary to get there. Now, look at this picture. This is a man who used some investment to build the first floor of a building. Ladies and gentlemen, can he continue to build this level with that very same stool here? Can he do it? That's a nutshell right there. Can you build a skyscraper with a nutshell? I don't hear you. Can you build a skyscraper with a nutshell? Oh, no, I can say nutshell, yeah? Yeah. Okay, let me say it. Can you build a skyscraper with a ladder? Is that no? This is the biggest secret of achieving success. Everybody asks Warren Buffett, what is the secret of your success? He say, what? I invest in myself. They ask Bill Gates, what is the secret of your success? What did he say? They ask Steve Jobs, what is the secret to your success? He says, oh, you're not with me. He says, now why we are trying to achieve success without investing in ourselves? Because the skills that you had to run a two-man business is not the same skills that are required to run a business that have 3-4 offices. The skills that you had to run a church when you were in a small school, Pastor Wells, it's not the same skill it requires to manage a 5,000, 10,000 square foot building. The skills that you use to really get the job you are now, it's not the same skill you're going to need in order to have the next position. Now, the Bible talks about how God has amazing plans for us. He talks about how he will put us on top, not in the bottom. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? And no church people here tonight on a Thursday, is there? And I tell people all the time, Christian talks about how God has this amazing thing for them, and yet I work in the corporation, I'm like, where are we? Well, we're not at the top. Sometimes we are in the cashier, sometimes we are in the little cubicle, sometimes we're just in the middle. Why are we not in the top? Because to be in the top, it requires a level of investment that is equal to the level you want to reach. And so if there's one thing I'm going to encourage you to do in the next 2 days, is for you to commit to make an investment on yourself. Make an investment on your dream. What is it you're trying to reach in your life? What is that next level you're trying to reach? And what kind of knowledge, what kind of tools, what kind of support you would need to invest in order to reach it? When it was time for Lana to go to law school, we had a big dilemma. Number one, law school is $40,000 a year. That's $200,000 by 150. But then the other dilemma is Lana was actually one of our top agents, bringing $10,000, $15,000 a month. Well, that be gone for the business. On top of that, she did not get into a school here in Atlanta. She has to go to Jacksonville. Well, she have an extra rent to pay. On top of that, her husband said, well, you're going to have to pay some of the stuff here too, if you want my wife to go down there. All right, talking about abuse, right? So by the time we were done, the company was losing money. We were spending way more money in Atlanta and also in Florida. But this is what it takes for us to achieve success. Now, when you walked in the place and you said, look, I want to own a business, and yet you're not going to spend $3,000 to get the tools and the training you need, you're just joking around. When you want to say you want to build the biggest organizations, but then you have no budget for training, you're just playing game. Because this is what it takes to build. You must invest to build the skills that you need to get to that next level. I want you to think today, what is it you want to reach? What skills do you need? And at whatever cost it is, you got to commit to just get it and make it happen. Now, anybody know what this C would stand for? Commitment. Consistency. Courage. Courage. Let's go. Let's go. Courage. Courage. Because listen, guys, as soon as you make a decision, as soon as you decide I'm going to invest, I'm willing to make it happen, guess what you think is going to happen? Some challenges is going to show up your way. As soon as I decided to have this conference, truly believing that it's supposed to be transformative, as soon as you've decided to be here, the lights got to go off. Somebody's going to cancel their sponsorship. Kids going to be sick. Bad news is going to come in. Because life will always test the decision that you make. The universe must know whether you are for real or you are just joking. Now listen, Pastor Bob, I get this from your church. God promised the children of Israel to go into Canaan, which is the land of promise of beautiful things. God could have just said, look, what's in there? But he says, no, Joshua needs to fight the battle. Men got to get killed. Women will be living without no husband. Children will be raised without no dad. God, you're giving us something. Why must we work for it? Because on the day of the garden, God says you will have to work hard. You will have to sweat in order for you to get to that what I have for you. So ain't nobody going to get a free lunch. Ain't nobody going to achieve the next level without meeting the challenge. You need courage. And most of the time, that courage, it's in your mind too. It's right here. Because so many times you decided to do something, and then you decided, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. You decided, I'm going to start this week, and then you decided, oh, let me do it next week. You delay. You doubt. You got fear. You have so many things going on in your mind, and you never really push forward. Financial freedom would have been yours years ago if only you would go. If you have show courage. I promise you, I broke into tears a couple of days ago. I feel like, look, it's not going to work. No one's going to show up. It's going to be a disaster. Bad news after bad news. But then I said, courage, because we made a decision. Anybody want to show courage for themselves this today? You say, God is with me. You say, hey, I can win. Nothing is impossible. I can do all things through Christ to strengthen me. But yet you will not take that step forward because you don't have the courage. Anybody know what the E stands for? That's a superstar right there. Execute. Execution. 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 Right? Because it's true, you can make a decision. It's true, you can make an investment. It's true, you can have all the courage. But at one point, you got to get it done. You have to show up and do the thing. At one point, you need to rent the place. At one point, you need to say, I do. Now that's all right. At one point, you gotta make an investment. You gotta make a courage. Once you get all that done, you gotta wake up every morning and get it done. Look at your week. You gotta get it done every morning. You have to have it in your calendar. You have to have the routine, the habits, and showing up and do the work. So many people talk about showing up but not doing the work. At one point, enough prayers. You got to do the work. God has already answered your prayers. God has already given you all you needed already. Now it's time for you to do the work. So execution is very important.